Welcome to Money Medicine Space. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God we managed to make it Wednesday 5 p.m. today. May it always be so. So it is and so it is. Hi. Hello to you, beautiful soul. Hello, gorgeous. Hi, how are you doing? It's good. It's so good to be here with another episode, another live session of Money Medicine Space. We are talking family again today, another dimension of family or another aspect to our topic or series on family dynamics and money. So today we're going to be talking the family stories that may block you from monetizing your gift. It's a very exciting one. I'm especially excited for you, the one who is in this lifetime making it your mission to make money on your terms, to make money with your gift, the one who is constantly affirming your enoughness in your gifts, your enoughness in your talents, in your skills, and your ability to create wealth. I truly celebrate you. So today I'm going to help you move through some of the stories that may be actually creating blocks for you, or energetically creating blocks for you to allow yourself to receive money with your gifts, to be compensated massively for your gifts and monetize your gifts, right? So, I'm excited to be talking about this one. So let's talk about our loved ones, the people we truly love, those who are dear to us, especially from the angle of our parents from childhood, the stories they tell us. I say this because as kids, or when we are young, we truly believe what our parents say. And so what we witness and observe with what they say and how they say it, especially when it comes to money and wealth, we tend to not question it, because at that point in time, we're just absorbing, right? What did our loved ones say to us about money and our dreams and what we're passionate about and our gifts? You may also just share with me what is coming up. If you recall your childhood, did it feel like, did you feel like what you were given, the stories you were given, were more of you should follow your dreams? Or most of the time, it was more like our parents were projecting to us what we should be and how we should go about when it comes to our wealth. So let me know what is coming up for you right now. Yes, Mtikaz is saying it's the root of all evil. That's what we were told, that money is the root of all evil. Yes. I deeply resonate. It's the root of all evil. There is so much corruption when it comes to money. You can imagine that if that's the case, then you will fear money. You will not want to be associated with something that's evil and that's corrupt. So unconsciously, we may also create a life where even if we were able to really access money in large sums, we may unconsciously block that from happening and only feel safer to receive tiny amount of money, just so that we are not associated with the too much evil that money was being related to, right? So thank you so much for that. So the first block that I feel like was such a deep wounding for a lot of gifted, talented, creatives, children, which honestly I will tell you, I genuinely believe that everyone is gifted, that everyone is talented, that everyone is skilled. There's something they're really good at, and a lot of times it's always showing up when we're young, like the things we're drawn to, the things we're attuned to. But so one way or the other, because of our own family traumas around money, around what wealth means, there is where our parents or our caretakers may have shut that down, or dimmed that light within us when it comes to our gifts. I come to this with so much compassion, knowing that it was not on purpose, right? But for example, let's look at the first story. The first story that most of us were groomed into or were sold was that you have to go to school, you then will get educated, get hired, and you'll be financially successful. Go to school, get educated, find a job, you'll be financially successful. Right? That was the story that we were told as young kids. The most profound one, especially for people of color, for Africans. The story was that, my child, if you can go to school, get educated, you will get a job, and then you'll be financially successful. That was the story that was created as I don't know what to call it, but I do believe that this was the idea behind how we get to create wealth, right? That this is how you will get to create wealth and be financially successful. The honest truth is, in the times that we live in, especially after going through the collective trauma of COVID, of realizing that job security is not as secure as it used to be, realizing how many people are depressed in their jobs, there is where we have to come into questioning this story and seeing it for what it is, that is a story. The truth is, from this story, what I have observed and just through interacting with people, I would say that we created what I can call the education wound, right? So here's the thing. When it comes to our education model or the school model, most of the time you are being tested on what you know, right? On what you remember. Actually, it's not what you know, it's what you remember most. Like the child who remembers the most stuff that the teacher said, the child who can regurgitate what was said is the smart student, right? Sometimes or often it looked like or that's how we perceived it, right? And another thing, when it comes to our school system, there is where there was the idea that you have to get it right all the time, right? We were not feeling safe to make mistakes, to get it wrong, to learn. The one who gets to get the lowest marks is already feeling frustrated by the idea of having to do corrections. How many of you hated the idea of having to do corrections? Do you yourself remember wanting to get everything right, or feeling like there's something wrong with me because another student is doing way better? I can tell you that disconnected us from our primary creativity, from our God-given talents. One way or the other, there is where we begin to lose confidence in our own intelligence, our own creativity, in the way also it will show up in our lives. Because the truth is, when it comes to creativity, it shows up differently. So this for me is the education wound, where you began to abandon what was inside you because you were being challenged to feel like you are not adequate, you are not qualified, you cannot get everything right. Where there was a seed that was planted against you having issues with failure, you fearing failure, you feeling like it's not okay for you sometimes to get things wrong. But here's the thing. Entrepreneurship, making money with what you're talented with what you're passionate about, will sometimes require you to make mistakes, will sometimes require you to get it wrong so that you can learn from it. But the education wound influenced our thought pattern in the sense that we do not want to get it wrong, and therefore we shy away from being in the spotlight of saying that I'm going to follow my dreams, my passion, I am going to follow my gifts, I am going to make money on my terms, right? One, it defies the story of get educated and then make money through, a job, right? And then 2, there is where it creates the doubt that you are not enough, you are not qualified the way you are. There's something else you need to be doing that is outside you, which is, have someone else give you the certificate for what is already inside you. There is where it makes you feel like you have to get it right. And therefore, the fear of failure becomes so expanded when it comes to betting on yourself. When it comes to truly investing in what you are passionate about, in what you truly believe in what you are gifted in, right? There's also where I see that people who end up, let's say they somehow rebel against the whole thing of, I have to get a job, and therefore, I have to get educated and then get a job. I see it with entrepreneurs. Education wound, where even if you end up being an entrepreneur, you have issues around, or you have a resistance around actually charging for what you are already good at, charging for what you are talented in. I have seen someone, I've seen an entrepreneur where you ask them, so how much do you charge? And then they say, well, you will just appreciate me. Sometimes we give answers like, well, you can just appreciate me. It's no. I love what Okana is saying. My mind is blown. Yeah. Never heard of the education wound. Because also there is where this education wound creates shame, around that I didn't do what other people managed to do. I didn't qualify like other kids. Think about just what you charge for. You need to look deeper and see how it's currently running, or how it's currently showing up when it comes to, when it comes to your business, when it comes to you trusting that your passion will actually create money for you, when it comes to knocking on doors and are qualified. This is a big issue when it comes to, spiritual women, creatives, because not all of us manage to complete school, and it's for different reasons. It's also an issue when it comes to leaders who manage to complete school, when they are now challenged with having to trust that they can go make money, or make to actually trust your business ideas and go and implement them. There's where the education wound will make you shy away from making risky investment, because for you the issue is, I don't want to fail. I've gotten it right all my life. I've been a great student. However, although yes, this benefited you, there is where it also wounded you. And I want you to now begin to think about your own business. Think about whether you trust your own ideas right now, that they will actually create money for you. Think about whether you trust yourself to be paid for your gifts. Because here's the thing. As you are here, you are going to have to insist on making money through your passion, through your gifts, if that's what you want. So we have to look at what may have blocked us, or what is currently blocking us or creating the resistance in us getting paid, right? For what we're already good at. Another story would be that, you know what? If you're so passionate about this thing, why not make money first, then you'll follow your dreams later? Make money first, you'll follow your dreams later. Make money first, your passion will come after. Make money first, you will start, implementing on your business ideas once you've made money. Sure. Here's the thing. Family will always love and protect you. It is actually a gift to have people who care for you so much that they want to love and protect you. I can tell you this. My first year of business, and immediately wanted to love and protect me. And business takes a while to actually start manifesting the money and the profits and the overflow. It takes a while. Even now, I'm still on the journey. You're talented, you want to make money on your terms. release your family. This has been my biggest wound, because if God had given me a chance to create a PowerPoint for my family, for them to understand that I'm choosing myself and choosing my gifts, believe me, I would have done it. But what was helpful for me, they may not be the perfect people to be the ones who encourage this. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But someone once said to me that if you're still walking on your 2 feet, it's really difficult for people to believe you will fly. And yeah, that was so profound for me. If you're still walking on your 2 feet and your loved ones are watching you, they are going to want to love and protect you. They are going to want to give you alternatives for you to maybe release this fantasy or dream, what looks like a fantasy or a dream to them, so that you can just go get a job. Abandon your gifts. Abandon what you're passionate about. We hear you, we really hear you, but we love you. And we think that time is of the essence. You need to be financially successful now. So go get a job. So that's the story of make money now with whatever way you can, painful as it is. Stay in that depressive job, and you'll follow your passion and your gifts later. It's never meant to harm you. They're always trying to protect you. But now this is where you also have to remember, whose path is this for? Who has been given the vision? Who knows and understands that mission? Who has God placed the dream within? You ask yourself these questions, you have to understand that maybe your family will be the opposite of what you expect when it comes to support, and that's okay. Because either way, for them, they still feel like, we're supporting you, we love you, and we want you to be successful now. They look at you and probably look at other kids and they're like, we want her to experience the same thing. We want him to experience the same thing. And so they push you in the direction of, just make money anyhow. You'll follow that dream of yours later. You have to see it for what it is, because this can also create a block in your business. It can create a block in you creating money with what you're passionate about. Because here's the thing, just because you're doing something physically, just because you are here in your business, maybe you have chosen to truly do it, does not mean that energetically you are all around available for the money to come in. And what may be blocking that may be the story of how your family feels about this, what they say, and yeah, what they think. And if you have the validation wound, where you care so much about what they think, where you deeply need that validation, yeah, it will create the block within your money, within you creating money with your business. Yeah, it's still support from that perspective. So we love them. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We love them. But we have to say it for what it is, that, okay, they see me walking on my 2 feet, but I know I'm already flying. What they're witnessing is me walking on my 2 feet. What I know for sure is that I'm going to fly. And so, of course, I sound crazy. I remember there'll be times where my mentor would say, of course it makes sense to them. Of course you are crazy. Even I would call you crazy if I was to look at you choosing your gifts, choosing your passion, and waking up every day to do this. Of course I'd think you're crazy. Because there's a part of me that would be thinking, but she could easily just go get a job and drive a big car and buy a house. You know? If the model was always that once you get the job, you buy a car and you buy a house, easy life, of course you are crazy. To your family, you are nuts. You have to accept that. You are nuts. To mom and dad, they're like, what's wrong with our child? There's a celebrity who said, my parents honestly were at that point where they sometimes would just not talk to me. They didn't understand what I was doing. And today he's a millionaire. Sometimes that's what it is. Because at that time, yes, family was right. You're crazy. How are you not having money? How are you not making quick money? Because here's the thing, our gifts won't always make quick money, especially in the first few years of business. But if you keep going, the money will come. Right? There is where also it won't just be your family, it will be even the universe challenging or strengthening you or affirming you by challenging you to say, are you serious? Do you really want this? How badly do you want this? How badly do you want to make money on your terms? How badly do you really want to make money with your gifts? Right? How badly are you willing to bet on you? Our family dynamics were not created to support the creative most of the time. We're not created to support the spiritual entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs in general, to be honest. Because the family story was that, my child, you just get educated, get trained, get a job, you'll make money. So what we are doing when we monetize our gifts, we are going against the rules. You are the rebel. You are the weird one. You are the one who's going anti-clockwise to them. You are the one who is facing the opposing forces. And you have to get to a point where it becomes more important to go against the core current than to go with the current flow. It has to get to a point where it is more important for you to bet on yourself than for you to keep seeking that they validate you. Remember, it's just love and protection at the end of the day. You have to get to a point where you realize that you are qualified. If you are already good at it, it's because you are qualified. So you have to get to a point where you value your own qualification, your own certification by the self, more than you value the certification of the education that you were told will bring you the success. And when you get to that point, keep going. Keep betting on yourself. Keep betting on your gifts. Keep betting on your ability to create money with what you're already good at. And yes, your programming may also fight you, because with family, what we saw is family sacrificing so much, doing what they don't love, doing what drains them to put money on the table. So sometimes think of it this way. Making money with your gift can feel a little weird, unnatural. And this is to your programming. This is to the child you. The young you may also say, how do you make money so easy? Especially when you start making money with what you're already gifted in. In anything that you're passionate about. There is where the young you will say, but mom and dad actually made money the painful way. They worked 9 to 5. They didn't sleep. They hated that job, but they still sacrificed for you. They did businesses, they didn't work. So how dare you think it will be different for you? How dare you want it to make money using what is already easier, what you're already good at? It doesn't feel like a sacrifice. So let's create a struggle first. That's a block. That's you creating money block and you not allowing yourself to receive the gift. So see this for what it is. If right now you struggle with saying this is how much I charge in my business, If right now you feel like money is coming in through what you love, but there's where you don't feel like you are progressing, there's where you don't feel like you actually make money, this is one way or the other also connected to your upbringing, to the family stories that you were told. And when you begin to come into awareness of what is the stories that is currently running your business, that is currently limiting you from trusting your gifts to bring in the money, from trusting your talents, you become aware, you shift that, and you rewrite the story. Question and say, this does not get to hold water for me. This does not get to be my truth. And if you can, also invest in doing the inner work, in mentorship, because it helps to have someone vouch for you, to have someone remind you that this is going to work. It helps to have someone show you what your blocks are, especially also when they're connected to the ones you dearly love, right? If you resonated with today's topic, today's session, and this message spoke deeply to you, and you know that it is your divine mission to use your gifts to create wealth for yourself, it is enough what has been placed inside you to create money for yourself. If you're the type of person who says, I want to make money and be able to recreate money, no matter how many times I have to do it, I'll still bet on my gift. I'll still bet on the things that I'm good at. Do click on the bio link and apply for my 16 weeks program, where I support men and women who want to monetize their gift, who have a deep desire of healing their soul so that they can truly make unfamiliar money and monetize the fuck out of their gifts. If this is you and you're feeling called to really bet on yourself, like if you really, really feel like, I want to bet on myself, I want to invest in myself, I want to make money on my terms, and I know that what is placed inside me is enough, I just have to be willing to heal it and to allow it to come through, then yes, do apply for my 16 weeks program. I would be happy to work with you. I'd be happy to support you. I am so passionate about supporting people who do not want to be limited as to how money can come in their lives, how money can flow in their lives. If this is you, do not hesitate. Bet on yourself. Let's look deep into these family dynamics, these family stories that are currently creating blocks for you in your business, in your ability to receive money with your gifts. Let's look deeper and heal and truly, truly allow ourselves to receive money. Yes! If this spoke to you, please do not hesitate to share more with your friends, to share with your stories. I really would appreciate that. I'm always here every week. Hopefully every Wednesday, 5 p.m. I am going to speak more into you betting on yourself, betting on your gifts, and creating money with what you're already good at. If you're already good at something, why not create money at it? Why create difficult for yourself? So yes, do hang out with me, and also please share with more of your friends, even if it's stories, to say that yes, come for Money Medicine Space. Please do bet on yourself. You are enough to create money with your gifts. What God has placed inside you is enough. And if you're still working, don't be bothered, because you are going to fly, and you're already flying it. You know it. So when people see the you that is still working, don't worry. You don't need that validation. You're going to fly. It's already done. Like, it already exists for you. Yeah, thank you, my love. Thank you so much, Akona. Bye. See you next week, my loves.